I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Rellor. Scarab beetles are a family of beetles consisting of over 30,000 species. They have a squat, sturdy body shape and dense antennae in common, but can vary in appearance quite a bit. When I hear the term scarab beetle, my first thought goes to ancient Egypt, where the animal was revered and adorned various items of jewellery and artwork. Among scarab beetles are found the animals known as dung beetles. These creatures are famous for their consumption of poop, and some of their numbers amusing to observe habit of rolling said dung around in a little ball. They eat it, bury it, and even lay eggs in it. I only recently learned, thanks to Monster Hunter and Pokemon, that they actually push these balls with their rear legs, walking around doing little handstands. Rellor, a pure bug-type Pokemon whose name is Roller backwards, is one of these roller beetles. It has a little pink face with a round nose that peeks out, upside down of course, and a big sphere of what is apparently mud. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, "This Pokemon creates a mud ball by mixing sand and dirt with psychic energy. It treasures its mud ball more than its own life." Of course, if it were really mud, I'd expect the Pokemon to be a ground type. That's a reasonable enough assumption, isn't it? The Pokemon's Japanese name is Shigoroko, which is the Japanese name for a dung beetle, Fungo Kurashi, literally poop bug, in reverse. Pokemon Violet tells us, "It rolls its mud ball around while the energy it needs for evolution matures. Eventually the time comes for it to evolve." This is a clue if you hadn't worked that one out. Like Bramblin and Pawmo, this is a Pokemon that has to walk 1,000 steps with the player in Let's Go mode. After that's achieved, when it next levels up, Rellor will evolve into Rabsca. Rabsca is a bug and psychic type. The beetle body now hangs, presumably little more than an empty shell, below the floating orb of psychic energy which was once the mud ball. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, "The body that supports the ball barely moves. Therefore, it is thought that the true body of this Pokemon is actually inside the ball." Rabsca now resembles an ancient Egyptian depiction of a scarab more than the real insect. The scarab, worshipped by the Egyptians, was a dung beetle, whose process of rolling a little sphere many times its own body weight was compared to the labour of the sun god Ra, who rolled the sun through the sky. Similarly, a misconception about how newborn beetles emerged from a pool of dung led to the belief that they were immaculately conceived. Pokemon Violet tells us, "An infant sleeps inside the ball. Rabsca rolls the ball soothingly with its legs to ensure the infant sleeps comfortably." In reality, a female lays an egg in a pile of dung which she buries, and therefore the larva has a meal as soon as it's born. Nonetheless, this incarnation of Ra, associated with the new day and rebirth, is depicted with a scarab face, and was the inspiration for Rabsca's signature move, Revival Blessing. Essentially a revive in the form of an attack, Revival Blessing is potentially a game changer competitively. The name, Rabsca, is the word scarab with the two syllables switched. Similarly, the Japanese name, Berakas, is the word Sukarabe, the Japanese pronunciation of scarab, with the characters reversed. My main memory of scarab beetles is the scene from the 1999 film The Mummy, which showed the bugs crawling under folks' skin and being very scary. This is a far cry from their venerated and positive role in actual Egyptian tradition, even if it was a very cool scene. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhays, and funding is provided by lovely listeners. If you'd like to help keep the lights on, or give your thanks, head on over to patreon.com/podcastio-podcastius. There you can find links to the other shows my pals and I create, or for just $1 a month, listen to episodes as soon as we're done editing. I love hearing from you guys. A 5-star rating and review on your podcasting app of choice, or even better, telling a friend about the show, would always be much appreciated. Our next monsters are Flittle and Tinkertink. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about those or any other Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Catch more Pokemon content at twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN, Friday nights from 9 PM UK time. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Rellor, and remember, I love you too.